Welcome back, everyone. You know, with everything happening in the world right now, it is important that we look at our investments and our overall financial portfolio when we're looking at the future. Luckily, I'm out here at Bienville Capital Group today to get some tips on what we need to know when it comes to things happening in the world and our finances. Please help me welcome back to the show lead partner for Bienville Capital, Emmett Dupas III. Hello, my good sir.
Hi, Malik. Great to see you again. Great to be in person.
Yes, great to have you here. So exciting to be in your office today.
Thank you.
And you know, let's get straight to it. You know, I want to talk about this market volatility because it is very volatile right now. What is making it so volatile?
Well, I think there's a couple things. First and foremost, I think, you know, when we talk about the volatility that's transpiring, there's two real news articles. And the first and foremost is the situation, the war with Russia and Ukraine and the invasion of Ukraine. And that's created a lot of volatility and some concerns, you know, as the market has seen its ups and downs because of it due to a number of different factors. And then as hard as the humanitarian side of the war is, we do end up focusing on the financial side of the particular situation. What does that mean? What does the war mean to us as consumers here in America? What does that mean to corporate earnings?
And you know, as a financial advisor, I'm sure you get this question a lot. What does that mean for us financially?
Well, I think first and foremost, when you're a participant in a 401k plan or an individual investor, these things, the markets go through cycles. This is not the first war that's transpired in the last 100 years. And so the volatility will be there. I think what you've got to do is take a look at your personal situation, what your objectives are in regards to your situation, what your typical buckets of money you're trying to do, what your risk tolerance is. And that's the component. We become very concerned in regards to the protection of our money. As we get our statements, in the month of April, we look at our 401k statements, which we get once a quarter, and we look at that and go, oh, I've got to do something. And what tends to happen is we try to become reactionary to a situation. And I think what's most important is you as a participant or you as an individual investor, you've got to try and remove the emotion from what you're feeling and kind of look at the situation in regards to how you diversify,
right,
and how your portfolio is set up. And then just reassess your situation. Am I on track? Am I not on track in regards to what I'm trying to accomplish?
And when it comes to investing, is this a market right now to invest? Because I know everybody has their own individual situation. What would you suggest?
Well, I think, again, as you counsel with someone, it's what the objectives are. How old are you now, Emily?
26.
26. So you've got 40 more years here until you're able to retire. So you've got to invest from a 40-year perspective, not what's transpiring over the next 3 to 6 months. And this is really a long-term scenario. If you were 66 or 67, we'd counsel with you in a different manner in regards to how it is you should be allocated, because the return of your money sometimes is more important than the return on it.
Very true. And I know this is a very big question, but I'm curious what the future's going to look like. Do we see the situation getting a little bit better anytime soon?
I think a lot of this is going to weigh out in regards to what transpires with Russia and Ukraine, and then we've got the political football that's being carried around now. This is an election year, and so there's a lot of promises that may or may not be made.
Just keep your eye out on the news for sure, and keep an eye out on your financial picture. Emmett,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us this
you.
morning. But we have to talk about inflation, everyone. Let's speak with an associate partner to find out a little bit more on what we need to know. Please help me welcome back Dylan Hoon. Hello.
Good to see you, Malik.
Good to see you as well. I am so glad we're talking about inflation because it's something that's literally affecting all of us. What do we need to know when it comes to inflation here in our area?
Well, if you've been to the gas pump recently or the grocery store, you probably have noticed prices are going up. What does the Federal Reserve do to combat inflation? They're going to raise interest rates. Now, raising interest rates, what that does is it slows economic growth down and reduces the money supply. It generally is going to introduce some market volatility, so you could see the stock market go a little bit more up and down. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because with rising interest rates, a lot of times comes rising growth.
Okay, so what does that mean for us as far as our overall financial picture? What do we need to know? Should we give into it? Should we try to step away from it, especially when it comes to investing?
Absolutely. Inflation, sustained inflation is a relatively new thing. We really haven't had sustained inflation in this country since the 70s, maybe the early 80s. So the investment environment looks a whole lot different now than it has recently. And that presents a whole lot of new challenges for us as investors. You should really take a look at your portfolio and how is it going to be impacted by inflation. Every investment has trade-offs. There's strengths and weaknesses. So you should really take a look at those investments and see how they're going to respond to inflation. Work with professionals so you understand what those risks may be.
Good information this morning, Dylan. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And like you said, if you're wanting to work with a professional, look no further than Bienville Capital. They are located right here in Metairie at 111 Veterans Memorial Boulevard. You can also follow them on social media, like on their Facebook page, Bienville Capital Group. And of course, they're available online as well. BienvilleCapitalGroup.com is the web address. All right, everyone, stay right there. A lot more to come on Great Day Louisiana when we come back.